courage, more possibility, more fearlessness, more joy, more bliss. When you visualize Paramashiva with 25 heads, 75 eyes, 50 hands, your consciousness becomes ferocious, and that ability to visualize, you will get involved in everything deeply. Involved people are the most delicious, most sweet, most beautiful, most juiciest beings of planet Earth. Time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are. Be alive, somehow be alive for next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. It's my commitment to humanity.
I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to Kailasa. It is irreversible permanent enlightenment, irreversible power manifestation, irreversible permanent empowerment.
Yes. Nithyanandam everyone, welcome back. So now we are going to be entering into the offering, so the Parashakti. So before that, let us look at some of the ways through which we can enrich to the society. So the first option is that you go to the live YouTube video where you can go and join the membership once you type Nityananda and you enter inside the channel. You join the membership by clicking on the join button. The step two is that you can put any questions once you join in the channel. The next is the Facebook. First, you go type Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam page and go there and follow the page. Step two is that once you go there, for all the live feedback, you can go there and give your questions there and wait for your answers to be replied. The next is through Twitter. So first go to Twitter and type Atri Nityan on Twitter. And second is that once you click on it and you follow Twitter, there for all the live feedbacks, go there and you can go like and share. And the comment section, you can put any of the questions you would like to ask to the Parashakti. Fourth is through the Instagram. You go to Instagram and follow Sri Nityananda on Instagram. And step two is that there you can put any of your questions which you want to be answered in your life. And the last is through the WhatsApp chat in website. So first step one, search kailasa.org. And once you enter there, in the side you will have option of the WhatsApp chat. So there you can go and ask any questions you would like to ask to Supreme Pandu of Hinduism. So now next we are going to be entering into the offerings to the Parashakti. Dharmaya yashasherthaya kamaya svajanaya cha panchadha vibhajan vittam ihamutra cha modate. One part should be used for dharma, dhana, etc. And second for yasha, public works which bring fame to oneself. And third should be reinvested to generate more wealth. Fourth for kama, the enjoyment of material things. And fifth for one's family and friends. And 20% should be donated for dharma. गृहे दशगुणं दानं गोष्ठे चैव सताधिकं पुण्यतीर्थेषु साहस्रम् आनन्दं शिवसन्निधौ. Dana given at home is 10 times as much merit as when made elsewhere. 100 times when made in a Goshala, open, and 1,000 times when made in sacred places, the Tirthas, and an infinite number of times when made in the premises of Shivalinga, such as the Shiva temples. दानं त्रिविधमित्येतत् कनिष्ठं ज्येष्ठमध्यमं तत्र नैश्रेयसं ज्येष्ठं कनिष्ठं स्वार्थसिद्धये कारुण्यात् सर्वभूतेषु संविभागस्तु मध्यमः. Dana given in order to achieve moksha, Nishreyas, is considered the most valuable form, and dana given out of pity or kindness for others, or for one's own kith and kin is considered to be of medium value. It is also called as Dayadana. Dana given to achieve one's own self-vision is known as the least value of all. The next offering today, Parashakti, is the Yundi. Bhakti Priya Bhakti Gamya Bhakti Vashya Bhayapaha Shambhavi Sharada Radhya Sarvani Sharmadayini. Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion, and she removes all kinds of fears. If there is any fears in the minds of devotees, Devi will surely remove those fears. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn, and here it is meant that the autumn of our lives is when thoughts turn more and more inwards. When that happens, the role of the divine becomes known and understood clearly to us, and the need for the Devi worship becomes stronger. Shambhavi, consort of Shambhu, Lord Shiva, Sharada Radhya, means worshipped by Sharada, Saraswati. Sharvani, the wife of Lord Shiva, and Linga Purana says Lord Shiva is also called in this head form. Sharmadaini, Devi, who bestows happiness on devotees, and you can offer your gratitude and devotion to Devi Parashakti by offering your Kanika, and your name shall be chanted out during the puja to Devi. तयैतान् मोह्यते विश्वं सैवं विश्वां स याचित सजिविन् प्रसूयते सायचित्त च विज्ञानं तुष्टरुद्धिं प्रयश्चति. The offering of Sankalpa chanting and the translation from the Devi Mahatmyam verse goes, the goddess enchants this universe and she herself gives birth to this universe. The goddess, being prayed without interest in anything, gives that knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in materialistic sense. Offering the Sankalpa, the conscious resolution, blesses the person of offering with all fruition of the desires and wishes he or she is yearning for. Let us now understand the significance of the element gold. Gold is present in all scriptures such as Agamas, Vedas, Shrutis, Smritis, Itihasas, and Puranas. And in all Hindu scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that the gold is the most auspicious, purest metal which purifies our being. In the Hindu tradition, everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold. Rituals feasts were offered in gold bricks. When one was to be saved from life-threatening illness, gold was offered as a ritual fee. Gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows, and kingdoms were built with huge doors of gold. The streets would have huge columns and huge archways made of gold, and the horses and cows were dressed in gold. Gold is the supreme element for offering gifts to ones you love and revere. Temples are constructed and paid in gold, and deities are made in gold and decked and adorned in gold, because it preserves the enlightenment energy for thousands of years and it lasts forever. The next offering is the Sahasranama Swarnakas, which costs 75, 151, 251 USD. Nama Parayana Prita. She who likes repetition of her various names. This is the offering of 1008 names of Devi Parashakti. It's a very special and unique archana offered to Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. Offering of the gold coin to Devi Parashakti is to manifest any dimension or attribute of hers that you always wanted to imbibe within you. The next offering is the Muktanguti, a finger ring with a pull, which costs 251, 501 and 750 USD. मुक्ताहारलसत्किरीटरुचिरां पूर्णेन्दुवक्त्रप्रभां सिञ्चन्नूपुरकिङ्किणीमणिधरां पद्मप्रभाबासुरां सर्वाभीतफलप्रदं गिरिसुतं वाणीरमासेवितं मीनाक्षिं प्रणतोऽस्मि सन्दतमहं कारुण्यवारां निधिम्. I bow down to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls and the face shining like a full moon, who wears anklets that are studded with gemstones and has small bells who are shining like the splendor of a lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, and who is worshipped by goddess Vani and Rama. I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. Offering of the finger ring with a pearl to the cosmic mother and experience blessings and healing with your mother. The next offering is the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the golden lotus, which costs 600 USD. Ashtavidyeshwaro Kumbhavarna Samayutam Sarve Sasutra Vastradya Hema Pankaja Bhushita Sapidhana Sakursascha Pakvabhilva Balaprabha Snapanadhyaya Samsiddha Pramanena Smanvitaha. All the kalashas should be worn around with suitable thread and covered with new cloth. They should be adorned with a lotus flower made of gold. There are hundreds of spiritual references for using the lotus in the worship of the ultimate, Parama. Almost everything in the worship of the ultimate involves the lotus flower, lotus leaf, lotus pericarp, or the lotus petals. The lotus is a divine flower, whether it is the consecration of deities of worship or the object of meditation or the mudras and asanas used during the worship. In every dimension, the lotus is involved and offered. The Shakti of Paramashiva is also called as lotus. The base of the Paramashiva Linga is also a lotus. The disciple of Paramashiva is also considered as a lotus, about to bloom. Offer the golden lotus in any size you wish to and express gratitude to the Tyaga and sacrifice of your mother. The next offering is the Swarnamekh, the gold toe ring, which costs 750 USD. Nakadhiditi samchanna namajhanastamo guna padadvaya prabhajhala parakrita saroruha. You whose brightness from tonnates destroy the darkness of ignorance from the minds of your devotees who prostrate at your feet, you whose brightness from your 2 feet overpowers that of the lotus flower. The shloka number 83 of Saundarya Lahari, which states that the nails of Devi Parashakti have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of celestial beings who always prostrate before Devi Parashakti. Tamoguna is darkness, and in this stotra, tamas is indicative of ignorance in the minds of devotees. And by constantly prostrating before Devi Parashakti, their ignorance is removed and they attain knowledge. The offering of the toe ring to the Parashakti, allowing her sacred feet to be in constant gratitude for receiving her blessings in even the most difficult aspects of our life. The next offering is the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry, which costs 750 USD. Shuddha Sarabhi Varshini, she who makes nectar flow in all our nerves from Sasara, she who gives the very pleasant experience of the ultimate. The Mangtika represents the nectar flowing from the Sahasrara chakra, which is fully open and blossom. Offer the Mangtika to Devi Parashakti and receive blessings of achieving the blissful state of overflowing gratitude and the space of complete completion. The next, we are going to be entering into the offering to Guru. Na paduka paro manyo na deva shri guru paraha nahi shaktat paradhiksha na punyam kula pujanat. There is no mantra higher than paduka, no god higher than guru, no initiation higher than the shakti, and no merit higher than the kulavash. रिक्तहस्तश्च नोपेयाद् राजानं देवतां गुरुं फलपुण्याम्भरादीनि यथा शक्ये समर्पयेत् एवं यो न चरे देवी ब्रह्मराक्षसतां व्रजेत्. कोटि कोटि मंत्र जापात कोटि तीर्थावगाहनात् कोटि देवाजना देवी पराक्षि पादुका स्मृति. Offering to the Guru is the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, which costs 1008 USD. Translation goes, O Devi, remember this Paduka which heals infinitely greater merit than billions and billions of mantra japa, millions and billions of pilgrimages, and billions of worship. The next offering is the Vasta Seva, which costs 1008 USD. Nakadiditi Sanchanna Namajana Samoguna Padadvaya Prabhajala Parakrita Saruruha. The illumining splendor of Devi's toenails dispels the darkness of ignorance. The devotees prostrating at her feet, and her feet defeats the lotus in beauty. So below are some of the registration form which are given for the offerings to the PARASHAKTI. So in the registration form, there are two options. First is the registration form. Second is the online payment. So you can go to any of this link and offer whatever you would like to offer to the PARASHAKTI. So submitting even the details for the puja, their names will be chanted during the Sankalpa for the PARASHAKTI. Yes. So with that, we come to the conclusion of the offerings today, PARASHAKTI. Next, we are going to be entering into the next session, which is the glimpses of the glories of the past. So before entering into the next session, let's have a short break. Please stay tuned.
Time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are. Be alive, somehow be alive for next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. It's my commitment to humanity.
I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to Kailasa. It is irreversible permanent enlightenment, irreversible power manifestation, irreversible permanent empowerment. Your consciousness as power at this moment to swallow, digest, clean up all negativity and all toxins. Develop a powerful will persistence. That's the most important asset for life. I am not giving you some life positive blah blah. I am giving you the facts of life. I am triggering your consciousness.
Welcome back, everyone. So now we're going to be entering into the glimpses of the glories of the past on 16th March. On 16th March 2005, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, delivered a discourse titled Power of Coincidence at Sri Mandir in San Diego, California. The grandest happening on planet Earth, Paramavatar, the ultimate incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, steered the delegates from their intellect to their being, from the mundane worship to the sheer intimacy with the divine. And during the darshan, he personally healed and blessed each and everyone, imparting in them the biggest gift a disciple can have, the Guru Bhakti. And on 16th March 2006, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, was welcomed by Dr. Murali Krishna at the Integris Baptist Medical Center, where he delivered a discourse titled Just Fallen, and one of the officials of the Integris Baptist Medical Center delivered a welcome note in the honor of Supreme Founder of Hinduism and Dr. Murali Krishna of the Integral Baptist Medical Center presented to the gathering the report titled Mind of the Mystic, which was the research done by him on the brain of Supreme Founder of Hinduism to understand and establish enlightenment through science. On 15 March 2012, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism gave a discourse titled The Truth About the Dharma, Moksha and Guru. So let us now watch a beautiful video clip on those topics.
Sada. I welcome you all with my love and respect. I wanted all of you to know the second sutra I chanted, second sloka I chanted. That sloka means Shankara, Shiva, who came down as Shankaracharya, Keshava, Vishnu, who came down as Vyasa. I bow down to both of them for creating Sutra and Bhashya. Vyasa is Sutrakara, Badarayana Vyasa. Shankara is Bhashyakara, commentator. I bow down to both of them again and again. Because today, the sutra which we are going to discuss today is a very important concept, very subtle concept, almost impossible to grasp. And I want to tell you honestly, today noon, when I was resting, usually before entering into Samadhi, noon, I just rest for some time. Before entering into Samadhi, I just see the sutra, and literally the downloading happens. Whole night, at that whole resting time, in that Samadhi, the revelation about the sutra happens. I read this today's sutra, and I was resting. I couldn't catch how to present it, how to exactly put in right words and present it. Suddenly, please understand, it's mystical but truth. Suddenly I saw kind of a two intense thought flow, argument flow for this sutra just hit my inner space. Two thought flow about the same sutra. How the sutra can be understood and debated in two thought flows. Just both of them hit my inner space and became almost juice of my inner space. I just looked up and saw how these two thought flows are happening in me. I saw it's Akashic record of Shankara and Vyasa's arguments. Today I am going to tell you exactly what Shankara and Vyasa argued on this sutra.
Yes, that was a very beautiful video where Supreme Pandu of Hinduism expands on the Patanjali Sutras, and he also shared how the whole technology of the downloading science from the Akashic records happens. And if you like to watch the entire video, go to 16th March 2011 on Nithyananda, and you can enjoy watching the entire series of the satsangs which was uploaded on that day. So that we are entering into the next year to the 16th March 2012. So let us look at some of the events on that day through this short video clip.
Disciple and the feeling connection with the master. He said being a disciple is the last blissful experience before enlightenment. The enlightenment is something that cannot be described. The final bliss you experience is the joy of being a disciple. We should enjoy it because we will miss it after enlightenment. Just sitting and listening, having the readiness to listen. Few get the chance to be a receiver of the enlightened consciousness. It's the ultimate experience people get to experience in life. It's a joy to just be sitting and melting, listening to some words, missing some words, being a receiver, and the joy of listening.
I tell you, just listening, just being a disciple is a joy. If I am allowed, whole day I can just sit in front of Anandeshwara or the banyan tree and just relax and gaze them, nothing else. I can spend my whole life just being a humble receiver. That is why still morning and evening, that's my first activity. Going and just being a receiver. It is a joy. If you see me there and here, it will be a big confusion. Please understand. There are references. Krishna was receiving Pada Puja every day from all the Gopikas. I enjoy that melting down, being a disciple. I feel I have been given the joy and opportunity of experiencing disciplehood. great experience which I never had and which I was really waiting to have was being a disciple. I thoroughly enjoyed that being a disciple, the joy of being a disciple, the celebration you experience when you sit as disciple, resting and looking up, the lion is 1,000 times more than identifying yourself as a sheep or cub or lion itself. Identifying yourself as a sheep is one stage. Identifying yourself as a lion cub is one stage. Identifying yourself as a lion itself is one stage. So identifying yourself as a sheep, completely different from the lion, is Dvaita. Identifying yourself as a cub, not completely different, but not completely one, is Visishtadvaita. Identifying yourself as the lion itself is Advaita. But I tell you, there is a space which is beyond all these three. The most beautiful, sweet, graceful space when the cub is going through the period of transition from cub to lion, that space, being a disciple, when the cub runs every day to see the lion, to pick up the body language of the lion.
When you sit and melt, let go, the possibility of being possessed by ego disappears. Enlightenment is not exactly a joy or a bliss. The enjoyment idea goes. It's just not the same.
Today my main content of the press meet is 3 points I wanted to reveal. 1, 4 forensic laboratory reports from USA, people who use the standards of FBI, machineries of FBI, expert used by FBI, that standard 4 experts have given their reports saying, quoting 60 reasons that this video is morphed, it is misrepresented, manipulated, and I have given the whole report. You can have the copy. This is the first point. Second point I want to tell, and now the Lenin Karpannan is arrested. There are so many other cases on him. He should be in the prison till all these cases are attended, and he should be brought to book. And the third point, all the other people who are arrested in the case I gave, Saxena, Ayyappan, Prasanna, all of them have confessed for their crime. And the reports, whatever, after they confessed, police called us and did re-investigation. In that we came to know about their confession. This is the essence.
Do you believe that something you're experiencing now may be directly linked to your past but out of reach? Did you ever wonder if maybe...
Yes. So with that, we are moving to the next year on 16th March 2030. And on this day, the Supreme Council of Hinduism conducted the day 4 of the Inner Awakening Convention. And during that day's morning presidential address, the Nithyananda Satsang, Supreme Council of Hinduism, expounded Supreme Council of Hinduism expounded the day 4 of the Inner Awakening Convention, and during that day's morning presidential address, the Nithyananda Satsang, the Supreme Council of Hinduism, expounded on the secrets of death, and Supreme Council of Hinduism shared his first encounter of the death process that humans go through, and this incident happened in a hospital in Varanasi, where the Supreme Council of Hinduism was serving an old sadhu. Next to that, the sadhu's hospital bed, and another elderly man died, to which the Supreme Council of Hinduism was a witness, and Supreme Council of Hinduism described the process, explaining that you have 7 parts in you, in your body with flesh, blood, and this is the first part. Second is your breathing. That is the second part. Third, your thinking. And fourth is the feeling. Fifth is the area you experience during deep sleep, from where you are experiencing feeling. And understand first the flesh and blood, and second breathing, prana. Third, thinking mind. Fourth, feeling emotions. Fifth, the deep sleep state, which is called causal layer from which all this feeling, thinking, everything happens. And sixth is the soul, your individual soul. And the consciousness is the seventh, is the cosmic soul. Paramatma, the nirvana, enlightenment. All these and put together is you. And on 16th March 2014, the Supreme Council of Hindus conducted the Day 11 of the Inner Awakening Convention at Haridwar. During that day's presidential address, Nithyananda Satsang Swamiji shared the important truth that life is only worth living when we can make it as we want. We may think that it is impossible, but that is only our SDHD. Taking because it is possible to have life how we want. And later that day, Swamiji was invited by Swami Sri Arjun Puriji Maharaj to visit Tulsi Mandir in Haridwar. Running parallel on that day, Swamiji presided over the Nitya Yoga that took place in Ananagar, Chennai, and the Inner Awakening introduction that took place in Maniampadi. So on 16 March 2015, let us look at some of the daily activities which took place in the Kailasa and around the world, and the contributions of the Supreme Council of Hinduism on that day, the year, the 2015.
Is pure love, unconditional love for me for no reason. That is where I started realizing, what am I doing? I was always focused on myself, and now I am seeing somebody who is focused completely on others. He doesn't need anything by himself, but he is dedicated to bring people like me into real life. So I decided my life is to make other people live. I am reborn now. My whole life, old life is completely gone, and I am a newborn baby with a new life, with a powerful living ahead of me. Whole life, I don't know how many years or how many months I lived, it's all wiped out. I don't see anything of the past in me. To that extent, even the black patches in my skin and hand and feet, including that, vanished. So I see new skin on me, I see new life in me, everything is new. So I just reborn into what Swamiji want to form me into, and I am going to live my life for others as part of this universe. For me, Swamiji is the doctor who repaired my body, my spirit and my soul, and put a new life purpose into me. I came here as a sick person, and Swami was my doctor. He operated and removed all unwanted stuff from my system and put me into a healthy new being.
So he goes to Buddha and he tells, please accept these two plates of gold and diamonds and this plate of flowers. So immediately Buddha tells, drop it. So the king will he gets shocked and he'll drop the plate of jewelry. And then Buddha will again tell, drop it. So the king will drop the flowers also. And then again Buddha will tell, drop it. So the king will be wondering, why did you tell drop it again? And then he'll ask Buddha, why did you tell me to drop? I have nothing to drop. Then Buddha tells, drop your identity that you are such a great person, you are a king and everything, and live who you are. So what I understand from the story is, when the king was clinging to his identity that he's a king and he was great and just stuck up to that, it didn't expand him. So when you don't cling to any negative identity, and like when you don't cling on to any identity, you will be happy.
Swamiji has told in one satsang that like now you are deciding against life when you get powerless and all that. Then you have to you need to again decide for life. Like Swamiji gave an example, like when you get powerless, again one soldier gets created for the bad and for a powerlessness. Then when you say I am Shiva and I cannot get violated, that time one soldier gets created for you, and at least you need to have 10 soldiers. Like you are a god powerless like some 100,000 times, then you at least need some 50 times or some few times to make the powerlessness go.
What I feel is any decision in your life which you take comes only out of a context. Like even if you see if you feel that normally you just get up in that sleepiness, you just go take your brush and just clean your teeth. So even at that time you do the action only because the context of maybe that you want your teeth to be more whiter, or you don't want any dirt in your teeth, or you want your breath to smell fresh. Or you can have a context that I am Mahadeva, so I'm using Kamikagama, what Shiva himself has given us. So using that and authentically feeling that for taking care of this body and making myself experience Shivoham, I am brushing my teeth. So any action you do, it has to come out of any context. So I feel the context is higher than tradition.
Before coming to Gurukul, see, though I didn't have the context of we need to study for enriching or something like that, I knew only if I'm going to study now. The context which I was given was only if you study now you can survive in your future. That is only going to be for your bread. So I thought that was the context from which I started studying. So only after, but that really did not make any sense to me. So I thought, why should we sit and study all the time? Why so many other people are there by playing so many different games? They're able to enrich and they're still living happily. So that was what I was thinking. But then only after I came here, I understood why we need to study. So there's a complete different context for it. So I feel every action you do has some context to it, but you need to align it to the right context. This is what I feel.
Anybody can join. It depends.
Yes, so with that, we enter the next year to the 16th March 2016. And on this day, Swamiji conducted the Day 2 of the Inner Convention, and Supreme Panel of Hinduism also initiated the delegates of the IA Convention into the science of completing with others and ourselves. And Swamiji also explained that we don't have just one identity as we imagine. We have four identities, and all times we carry four identities together. The first of these four identities is the Mamakara, the inner image, and the second is the outer image, third is the others image, and fourth is the Swanyakara, the life image. So life is always showering me with everything I need. This is also our identity because it defines the exact experience we will be receiving from the people and situations in our life. On 17 March 2017, the Supreme Panel of Hinduism presided over the Inner Awakening Day 19 Sadashivam Day 8 of the Inner Awakening sessions, such as the Vishesha Diksha, the Nithyananda Yoga, the Guru Puja demonstration session for the participants to learn how to offer puja every day. The Mandala process and the Pratyangara Oma, and during the Chidambara Mandala process, the participants were made to sit, performing a sacred, powerful geometrical shape, and were initiated by the Supreme Founder of Hindus to break all addictions.
His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda Swami met with and hosted esteemed dignitaries including Kanchipuram Mekandari Peetam, Peethadipati Srila Sri Tiruvambala Desika Jnana Prakasha Swamigal, the 232nd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Thundai Mandala Adinam, Sri Raja Hariharan Sharma, prominent politician and National Secretary of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Sri Jagadisha Hiremani, from the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment for the Government of India, Sri G. Balakrishnan, Zonal In Charge for the Dharmapuri Zone of the State of Tamil Nadu, Sri Ravindra, Zonal In Charge for Ramnagara for the Bharatiya Janata Party, Sri Devaraju, District Executive, Ramanagara District. His Holiness and the dignitaries spoke about the importance of temples in the Hindu tradition and joining hands for the protection of the Hindu temples. They spoke about the nuances of the Sanatana Hindu Dharma and rebuilding the great Vedic Hindu civilization. Mahasadashiva reveals in the Moolagama, Yavantaschana Vastatra Prasada Parikalpane Tavad Varsha Sahasrani Shivaloke Mahiyate. How many ever atoms are there in the construction of a temple? Those many thousands of years, he, the one who builds the temple, lives in Shivaloka. Mahasadashiva is present here in Nithyananda Peetam, Bengaluru Adinam, in the form of the 1,000-year-old sacred banyan tree, the self-effulgent Swayambhu Shivalinga, and, in the rarest of happenings, avatar per Hinduism, His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda Swami. Swamiji shared the exciting news on his Facebook post today. He said, I decided to start complete building the Mahasadashiva temple. This service is the way I show my gratitude to my Guru Mahasadashiva. Anyone who feels grateful to me for any reason, wants to be part of the service, are welcome to come and stay with me. I also commit, whoever comes here and supports me in this temple construction, I will share with you all whatever knowledge, powers, everything Mahasadashiva gave me.
पाशबन्ध विमोचनं नित्यानन्दिवन्मुक्तिप्रदायकम् नीलकण्ठं वह्निनयनं नित्यनिर्मलभासितं नीलकण्ठं वह्निनयनं नित्यनिर्मलभासितं भासितं तस्माङ्गदम्
human life is worth living only when you can make it as you wanted.
Inner Awakening, 21 Days to Rewrite Your Future, 25th March to 14th April.
Yes. On 16 March 2019, Supreme Founder of Hinduism delivered a message to all his disciples via Facebook, and lots of questions are coming. If someone becomes a Rudra or Rudra Kanya, should they be in Kailasa? Let me clarify it once and for all. And if you want to be Rudra or Rudra Kanya, Kailasa need to be inside you. You may not be inside Kailasa, but Kailasa needs to be inside you. Either be in Kailasa or create one Kailasa wherever you are. And I also want to tell you, being in any one of the Kailasas I created already, all over the world is greatest blessing. And if you are not able to be in any one of the Kailasas I already created, then you create new Kailasa wherever you are. And Kailasa is ultimate enlightenment ecosystem mapped to a place dedicated for enlightenment and power manifestation of Paramashiva. And on 16 March 2020, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism gives a presidential address on the Nithyananda Satsang, and the Supreme Founder of Hinduism expounded on the cosmic principle that Tyaga is preparation of your being for Paramashiva being to manifest in you. And Swamiji explained further about the Pachai Parinivrata, which is happening for Mahamai and Paramashiva to land, manifest, and heal all from the delusions of society and to awaken our higher states of consciousness. And Supreme Council of Hinduism announced that the Parliament, Ministry, Rajya Sabha, the two-tier structure was getting formed, and that the Reserve Bank judiciary system, along with the internal administration of the Kailasa, was ready. On 16 March 2021, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism and the delegates of the Kailasa nation received the Shakti Pada and Shakti Pada with the live darshan of Swamiji. The Kailasa nation offered worship to Nithyananda Paramashivam Nithyananda Parashakti, as this was the sixth day of the Mahaparamashivatri Brahmotsavam. The Kailasa nation also offered our worship, and this day was also the sixth day of the Shivan Mukti Utsavam. During that day's morning presidential address, Supreme Founder of Hinduism beautifully shared that the fermentation of bliss is the science of sustenance. When we ferment love in ourselves, creation manifests in us. We become larger than what we always thought. When we ferment bliss, sustenance, maintenance happens. And when we ferment powerful cognition, the truth and reality, we are pulled out of delusion. The through bhava, pulling out of delusion, energy happens in us. And when we allow the Guru Bhakti, devotion, or initiation to ferment in us, the liberation happens. So with that, we come to the conclusion of the glimpses of the glories of the past. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the contributions of the Supreme Founder of Hinduism throughout the years on this day. So let us now get ready to receive the darshan of the Parashakti. And now we'll be entering into the meditation. I request each and every one of you who are watching live to sit straight and close your eyes. Be in the deep meditative state as we get ready to receive the Supreme Founder of Hinduism blessings and receive His grace.
Paramashiva's direct message from Kailasa. Listen. Paramashiva's super conscious mutation manifestations. When he super consciously mutated, his manifestations, 64 manifestations documented in Veda Agamas, which he himself describes. Manifesting all of them in you is the complete manifestation of Paramadvaita. Listen. Paramashiva's own superconscious mutation manifestations, 64 manifestations he himself describes in Vedagamas. Lingamurti, Lingodbhavamurti, Sadashivamurti, Mahasadashivamurti, Umamaheshwaramurti, Sukasanamurti, Umeshamurti, Somasgandhamurti, Vrishabhantikamurti, Natarajamurti, Dakshinamurti, Mahakalabhairavamurti, his own 64 superconscious mutation manifestations, initiating all of you into this, making all of you manifest this 64 is the message from Paramashiva directly from Kailasa. Listen. I'll put this document, introduction about all these 64 today in the Facebook page as usual, along with the gist of the satsang. I want all of you to please read it at least once. You write down, so you have an initial introduction about the names and who they are, all the 64. Vrishabhantika, Chandrasekhara, that 64 murtas. It's also called Maheshwara murtas. Chandeshanugraha, Keshavartha, Kalyana Sundara, Gangadhara. All these are 64 forms of Paramashiva. Ardhanarishwara. Listen carefully. First time ever I am initiating people into this. First time ever I am initiating people into the superconscious mutation manifestations of Paramashiva, all the 64. See, separately I initiated people in Dakshinamurti manifestation. Separately I initiated people in Kalabhairava manifestation. Separately I initiated people in Nataraja manifestation. Separately I have also initiated people in Lingamurti manifestation. Like different individual manifestations of Paramashiva I have initiated, like Lingodbhava Bhavadarshan. Through that Lingodbhava Murti initiation I have done. But first time, all the 64, this Paramashivoham, you are going to experience all the 64. So I am beginning the initiation with introduction from today. This is going to be the unique offering from Paramashiva for this Mahashivaratri and this whole Paramashivoham. Initiation into superconscious mutation manifestations of Paramashiva. All the 64 manifestations. Like Gajasamhara Murti is one manifestation. Tripurantaka Murti, Sandhya Nritta Murti, Gangadhara Murti, Jwarabhagna Murti. Each of these manifestations, Kshetrabala Murti, Kalantaka Murti, Bhikshadana Murti, Pasubhada Murti, Varaha Samhara Murti, Brahma Sirascheta Murti, Gauri Leela Samanvita Murti, Ekapada Murti, Jvalantara Vada Murti, Agorastra Murti, Vataga Murti, Lagulishwara Murti, Guru Murti, Tripada Trimurti, Gajantiga Murti, Kirata Murti, Veerabhadra Murti, Abattuttarana Murti, Kamadahana Murti, Matsya Samhara Murti, Rakta Bhiksha Pradana Murti. All these are various superconscious mutation manifestations of Paramashiva. Today I wanted to introduce all of these 64 superconscious mutation manifestations of Paramashiva. Then we can start initiating. So this is going to be the great gift from Paramashiva for this Shivaratri, for the whole world, whole universe. Today itself I am preparing all of you because Shivaratri is just maybe a few hours. March 1st is Shivaratri. It's already 27th February. In India, 27th February has started. It's already 27th. So it's only 28th and 1st. It's only few hours away. So I wanted all of you to have a understanding, introduction about this superconscious mutation, manifestations of Paramashiva. All Kailasas are going to have the 64 Murtis installed in Kailasas. All Kailasas. I am working on it. How to make all these 64 deities in mass quantity. So all the Kailasas, this has to be installed. It will reach you guys. The work is after all happening, continuously happening. And all Kailasa temples will have the 64 Murtis. Superconscious mutation manifestation of Paramashiva. I'll now begin the initiation. An introductory initiation into the superconscious mutation manifestations of Paramashiva. I'll invoke all the 64 superconscious mutations, manifestations of Paramashiva in all of us. Sit straight. Keep your Atmalinga in your hand. As a living incarnation, Paramavatara of Paramashiva, I bless you all. Initiate everyone connected with me now into Paramadvaita, super conscious manifestation of Paramashiva. All the 64 super conscious mutation manifestations of Paramashiva. And blessings to all the Guadalupe Kalpataru participants, Kailasa Guadalupe Kalpataru participants. Blessings to all of you. Let's enter into the initiation now. Om, 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 Om. Om Lingamurti. Om, 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 Om. Lingodbhavamurti. Mukalingamurti. Shivaya Namah. Sadashivamurti. Shivaya Namah. Mahasadashivamurti. Umamaheshwaramurti. Shivaya Namah. Sukhasanamurti. Umeshamurti. Somaskandamurti.
Shivaya Nama Ubaya Tarumanudinam Vidadu Vinay Todadu Vidu Panindida Shivaya Nama Mandira Maravaya Murunal Manamanu Shivaya Nama
Chandrasekharamurti.
Vidadu Vinay Todadu Vidu Panindida Shivaya
Bhujangalalitamurti.
Mandira Maravaya Murunal
Sada Nrittamurti. Ganga Visarjanamurti. Ardhanarishwaramurti. Oh, oh.
கனவிலும் நினைவிலும் இவை பொழுதிலும் எம்மை காக்கின்றவா தடைகளை உடைத்து எதிரியை ஒழித்து சிவமயமாக்கிடவா உன் தரிசனம் காட்டு கொடிதனை நாட்டு நீரானே இந்நாட்டின் ராஜாதி ராஜனே சிவாய நம உபாயம் தரும் அனுதினம் விடாது வினை தொடாது விடும் பணிந்திட சிவாய நம மந்திரம் மறவாத ஒரு நாள் மனமனு சிவாய நம உபாயம் தரும் அனுதினம் விடாது வினை தொடாது விடும் பணிந்திட சிவாய நம மந்திரம் மறவாத ஒரு நாள் மனமனு
వృషభారూఢమూర్తి భుజంగత్రశమూర్తి చండదాండవమూర్తి త్రిపురాంతకమూర్తి గజసంహారమూర్తి సంధ్యానృత్తమూర్తి గంగాధరమూర్తి కళ్యాణ సుందరమూర్తి జ్వరభంగమూర్తి
சிவாய நம உபாயம் தரும் அனுதினம் விடாது வினை தொடாது விடும் பணிந்திட சிவாய நம மந்திரம் மறவாத ஒரு நாள் மனமனு சிவாய நம உபாயம் தரும் அனுதினம் விடாது வினை தொடாது விடும் பணிந்திட சிவாய நம மந்திரம் மறவாத ஒரு நாள் மனமனு காணலீரிந்த உலகம் எண்ணிலையாது தடைகளில் தேங்கி நின்றேன் வழி தெரியாது காணலீரிந்த உலகம் எண்ணிலையாது தடைகளில் தேங்கி நின்றேன் வழி தெரியாது என்னுள் வினா எழுகின்ற போது உன்னில் விடை இருந்திடும் அல்லவா வானம் மழை தடுக்கின்ற போது சேரும் மழை உடத்திடும் அல்லவோ நீக்கி வழியாக்கி உன்னை நோக்கி வந்திட அருள்தனை தருவாய் சிவாய நம உபாயம் தரும் அனுதினம் விடாது வினை தொடாது விடும் பணிந்திட சிவாய நம மந்திரம் மறவாத ஒரு நாள் மனமனு சிவாய நம உபாயம் தரும் அனுதினம் விடாது வினை தொடாது விடும் பணிந்திட சிவாய நம மந்திரம் மறவாத ஒரு நாள் மனமனு எம்மையாழ்கின்ற அருணை மலையானே கருணையில் அருளவாராய் பஞ்சபூதத்தில் ஆட்சி புரிகின்ற நித்யனே விளங்கி வாராய் தூணிலும் துரும்பிலும் எனதுயிரிலும் இருந்து ஆட்கொண்டவா கனவிலும் நினைவிலும் இமை பொழுதிலும் எம்மை காக்கின்றவா தூணிலும் துரும்பிலும் எனதுயிரிலும் இருந்து ஆட்கொண்டவா கனவிலும் நினைவிலும் இமை பொழுதிலும் எம்மை காக்கின்றவா தடைகளை உடைத்து எதிரியை ஒழித்து சிவமயமாக்கிடவா உன் தரிசனம் காட்டு கொடிதனை நாட்டு நீரானே இந்நாட்டின் ராஜாதி ராஜனே சிவாய நம உபாயம் தரும் அனுதினம் விடாது வினை தொடாது விடும் பணிந்திட சிவாய நம மந்திரம் மறவாத ஒரு நாள் மனமனு சிவாய நம உபாயம் தரும் அனுதினம் விடாது வினை தொடாது விடும் பணிந்திட சிவாய நம மந்திரம் மறவாத ஒரு நாள் மனமனு சிவாய நம உபாயம் தரும் அனுதினம் விடாத வினை தொடாது விடும் பணிந்திட சிவாய நம மந்திரம் மறவாத ஒரு நாள் மனமனு நீயே தியானம் సరిగ సాద పగరి సరి నిత్య నిత్యానంద 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 గరి గరి సరి గగ పద సరి గగ గద పగరి గగ సద పగరి నిత్య ఆనంద నిత్యానంద పాదల పగరి సారి గరి సద సారి గ పద సద పగరి నిత్య ఆనంద నిత్యానంద సారి గరి సరి సద సద పగరి సరి సా సదని రి గ ప పద సరి గరి గరి ద సరి సరి స పద సద సద గ పద పద పరి సద పగరి సరి నిత్య ఆనంద నిత్యానంద నిత్యానంద నిత్యానంద
శార్దూలహరమూర్తి కేశవార్తమూర్తి చండేశనుగ్రహమూర్తి వీణాదర దక్షిణామూర్తి లఘులీశ్వరమూర్తి పడగమూర్తి అహోరాస్త్రమూర్తి గురుమూర్తి జలంతరవతమూర్తి ఏకపాదమూర్తి గౌరీలీలా సమన్వితమూర్తి బ్రహ్మశిరశ్చేతమూర్తి వరాహ సంహారమూర్తి శిష్యభావమూర్తి పాశుపతమూర్తి భిక్షాటనమూర్తి వ్యాఖ్యాన దక్షిణామూర్తి కాలాంతకమూర్తి భైరవమూర్తి క్షేత్రబాలమూర్తి దక్షయజ్ఞహరమూర్తి అశ్వారూఢమూర్తి ఏకపాద త్రిమూర్తి గౌరీవరప్రదమూర్తి విషపహరణమూర్తి విష అపహరణమూర్తి కూర్మ సంహారమూర్తి ప్రార్థనామూర్తి కంగాళమూర్తి సింహగ్నమూర్తి యోగదక్షిణామూర్తి కామదహనమూర్తి ఆపత్తుత్తారణమూర్తి
நினைத்தால் நெஞ்சில் நிறைவாய் நஞ்சியமுதாய் நயந்தாய் போற்றி கனவிலும் அன்பர்க்கு ஆனாய் போற்றி கலியுகம் காத்த காலமே போற்றி உணர்வில் ஒன்றான உயிரே போற்றி உயிர் தாண்டி வந்த துணையே போற்றி அருமையில் எளிய அழகே போற்றி கோடியில் என கொண்ட நித்யனை போற்றி
ఆపత్తుత్తారణమూర్తి, వీరభద్రమూర్తి, కిరాతమూర్తి, గజాంతికమూర్తి, త్రిపాదత్రిమూర్తి, చక్రదాన స్వరూపమూర్తి, గరుడాంతికమూర్తి, మత్స్య సంహారమూర్తి, రక్తభిక్ష ప్రదానమూర్తి,
मुस्कुराहट दिखे तो झट से सूर्य किरण रंग रंग बरसे, चरण कमल की आहट सुनने भूमि की हर अंग अंग तरसे। मुस्कुराहट दिखे तो झट से सूर्य किरण रंग रंग बरसे, चरण कमल की आहट सुनने भूमि की हर अंग अंग तरसे। नित्यानंदा नित्यानंदा आंगन में झूला झूले तो चिड़िया भक्त सभी जा बसे, उस सन्नाटे में बहती हवा जो भी कहना था कह जाए सबसे। आंगन में झूला झूले तो चिड़िया भक्त सभी जा बसे, उस सन्नाटे में बहती हवा जो भी कहना था कह जाए सबसे। नित्यानंदा गरि ग ग ग ग म गरि गरि ग ग ग ग र प र म प गरि ग ग ग ग म गरि सा नि द प म ग गरि ग ग ग ग म गरि गरि ग ग ग ग र प र म प गरि ग ग ग ग म गरि सा नि द प म ग। तेरे चेहरे में अलग चेतन और गहरे नयन पावन, चेहरे में अलग चेतन और गहरे नयन पावन। मुस्कुराहट दिखे तो झट से सूर्य किरण रंग रंग बरसे, चरण कमल की आहट सुनने भूमि की हर अंग अंग तरसे। आंगन में झूला झूले तो चिड़िया भक्त सभी जा बसे, उस सन्नाटे में बहती हवा जो भी कहना था कह जाए सबसे। नित्यानंदा गरि ग ग ग ग म गरि गरि ग ग ग ग र प र म प गरि ग ग ग ग म गरि सा नि द प म ग गरि ग ग ग ग म गरि गरि ग ग ग ग र प र म प गरि ग ग ग ग म गरि सा नि द प म ग। नित्यानंद नित्यानंद जय जय नामं भजे नित्यानंद नित्यानंद गुरुनाथं भजे नित्यानंद नित्यानंद जय जय नामं भजे नित्यानंद नित्यानंद गुरुनाथं भजे नित्यानंद नित्यानंद जय जय नामं भजे नित्यानंद नित्यानंद गुरुनाथं भजे नित्यानंद नित्यानंद जय जय नामं भजे नित्यानंद नित्यानंद गुरुनाथं भजे नित्यानामं भजे 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 नित्यानन्दं भजे नित्यानामं भजे नित्यानन्दं भजे नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द जय जय नामं भजे नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द गुरुनाथं भजे नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द जय जय नामं भजे नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द गुरुनाथं भजे दीनोद्धर धरणीधर भक्तोद्धर जगदोद्धर नित्यानंद अभयंकर प्रलयंकर करुणाकर सद्गुरु
என்னப்பனல்லவா என் தாயுமல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளித்தவா என்னப்பனல்லவா என் தாயுமல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளித்தவா எங்கும் நிறைந்தவா எண்ணம் கடந்தவா பொங்கும் அருவியாய் ஆனந்தம் தந்தவா எங்கும் நிறைந்தவா எண்ணம் கடந்தவா பொங்கும் அருவியாய் ஆனந்தம் தந்தவா என்னப்பனல்லவா என் தாயுமல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளித்தவா. ஏழாம் உடல்கள் தாண்டி நித்திய வாழ்வும் கண்டிட கேடான காலம் தன்னை வென்று நீலை நின்றிட ஏழாம் உடல்கள் தாண்டி நித்திய வாழ்வும் கண்டிட கேடான காலம் தன்னை வென்று நீலை நின்றிட சீரான பாவம் பழி நீங்கி பெரும் வாழ்வினை கொண்டாட நித்யானந்த ஸ்புரணம் தன்னை நீங்கவா சீரான பாவம் பழி நீங்கி பெரும் வாழ்வினை கொண்டாட நித்யானந்த ஸ்புரணம் தன்னை நீங்கவா என்னப்பனல்லவா என் தாயுமல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளித்தவா என்னப்பனல்லவா என் தாயுமல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளித்தவா. நிலையில்லாய் வாழ்வில் நித்தியமாய் விளங்கும் ஆனந்தம் கரையில்லா ஆனந்தத்தை தடை செய்திடும் மடமனம் நிலையில்லாய் வாழ்வில் நித்தியமாய் விளங்கும் ஆனந்தம் கரையில்லா ஆனந்தத்தை தடை செய்திடும் மடமனம் தடை தகர்த்து வெல்ல நித்யானந்தன் தந்த சூத்திரம் நித்யானந்த ஸ்புரணம் இந்த உலகில் இணையில்லா வரும் நித்யானந்த ஸ்புரணம் இந்த உலகில் இணையில்லா வரும் என்னப்பனல்லவா என் தாயுமல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளித்தவா என்னப்பனல்லவா என் தாயுமல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளித்தவா. ஆழியாய் விருந்து நிற்கும் கர்ம நிலை சஞ்சிதம் ஆழியாய் விருந்து நிற்கும் கர்ம நிலை சஞ்சிதம் வாழும் ஜென்மத்தோடு கொண்டு வந்த பிராரப்தமா சேருகின்ற ஆசைகளால் கூடிடும் ஆகாமியம் சேருகின்ற ஆசைகளால் கூடிடும் ஆகாமியம் வீழும் மூன்று கர்மம் நித்யானந்தன் வழி சென்றிட வீழும் மூன்று கர்மம் நித்யானந்தன் வழி சென்றிட என்னப்பனல்லவா என் தாயுமல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளித்தவா என்னப்பனல்லவா என் தாயுமல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளித்தவா. ஊடுகிறாய் உலவுகின்ற போதும் நம்மை சாடுவர் வீடாத துயில் தழுவ மனதை விட்டு நீக்குவர் ஊடுகிறாய் உலவுகின்ற போதும் நம்மை சாடுவர் வீடாத துயில் தழுவ மனதை விட்டு நீக்குவர் ஆயுள் தாண்டி விட்ட போதும் ஆண்டு கொள்ளும் மீட்பராய் தோன்றுகின்ற நித்யானந்த சத்குருவின் கீடவர் ஆயுள் தாண்டி விட்ட போதும் ஆண்டு கொள்ளும் மீட்பராய் தோன்றுகின்ற நித்யானந்த சத்குருவின் கீடவர் என்னப்பனல்லவா என் தாயுமல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளித்தவா என்னப்பனல்லவா என் தாயுமல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளித்தவா. சொந்தம்தான் கொண்ட வந்த மக்கள் யாவும் தீர்வில்லாத நோய்களாம் தந்தை தாயுமான போதும் திட்டமிட்ட சொந்தம்தான் கொண்ட வந்த மக்கள் யாவும் தீர்வில்லாத நோய்களாம் ஈடுகாட்டில் இட்ட பின்பும் முக்தி தந்து ஏற்றிடும் ஈடிணை இல்லாத ஒரே சொந்தம் குரு நித்யனாம் ஈடிணை இல்லாத ஒரே சொந்தம் குரு நித்யனாம் என்னப்பன் அல்லவா என் தாயும் அல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் ஞானம் அளித்தவா என்னப்பன் அல்லவா என் தாயும் அல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் ஞானம் அளித்தவா
I bless you all with the initiation of Paramadvaita. Om, Om, Om. Oh. Oh. Blessings to everyone who has joined through internet and internet. I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhadvaita Saivam Paramadvaitam. The state, space, powers, being, and superconsciousness, and Kailasa, Maha Kailasa, Paramashiva, Paramashivoham, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.